Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and today is September 12th, 2024, for those of you watching this video in the distant future. The reason this date is important in the home arcade space is because this is the day that AtGames was supposed to publish their initial fixes for the lag for their 4KP pinball machine, specifically the very first machine that ever came out, and it was the Addams Family machine and also the Addams Family packs. So those of you that downloaded this to your 4K machine, they're supposed to be fixing that. Now, the issue with this from the very beginning, as far as I can tell, as far as I've been told, because I do not own one of these machines, is that there was significant lag, noticeable lag, enough to actually affect gameplay. This is going to be subject to your own discretion, right? To each their own. You may perceive things a little bit differently. But the overwhelming consensus was that on these very specific Zen tables, running on the 4KP, there was a significant lag issue. So AtGames rolled out this calendar of the dates of all the fixes and when they were going to be instituted. I'll go ahead and bring up that calendar right now to remind you of what they told us just a little while ago. Today was the first day of the initial fix of the initial machine, and then by the 19th, all of these 4KP machines and their corresponding downloadable titles should be fixed lag-free. I'm sorry, not fixed. We're not supposed to say fixed. We're supposed to say enhanced, improved, because right off the bat, I think AtGames is trying to temper expectations. Some of that I totally agree with. If you just say fixed, then if anyone perceives any lag whatsoever, they're going to call you out and say you didn't fix the problem. It's still an issue. So, verbiage aside, this is the update, the enhancement. Did it actually fix the problem? Well, like I said, I don't own the machine, so I don't know. But what I'm going to do is go to Facebook and look at some of the responses from some of those that are in the official AtGames 4K fan page, because if you go to the official fan page for AtGames products, they are incredibly strict in that group. Very strict. So strict that if you say anything negative, you are, your comments are hidden, they're removed, and then you will eventually get kicked out of the group completely. So listen, that's not my opinion. That's what has actually happened. So that is the reason why the new group was actually formed. Okay, so here we are on the officially unofficial AtGames 4K group. This is where you go to get negative opinions, honest opinions, real opinions from people that are really having issues with this machine, or if they're saying they love it. Now, I'm not going to discredit the positive opinions that you find in the other groups. I'm sure those are valid, but I like to go somewhere where people can have just honest discussions. Some of these disappointing things are really just misunderstandings that other people, other users can kind of help point out what's going on. So scrolling through here, looking at the discussion, let's go to the newest post, obviously. And 10 minutes ago, we had Cody Dell talking about one of the issues that I have seen in this so far, and that is some of the graphical issues, the lack thereof. I mean, it's no longer 4K in some people's eyes. Most of the playfield seems to be unaffected, but one thing that is affected is the rails. They've kind of messed up some of the rails. This is going to be an issue if you're talking about textures, if you're talking about trying to simulate something that's chrome, something that is supposed to be differentiated from the playfield. So that could be an issue. At least it is an issue for some of these people moving forward. They're having some issues, not liking it. Some people are surprised, not surprised. Papa Brad's has a video up. You can check that out just so you know he is a part of their influencer group. So take all that with a grain of salt, but I'm sure his opinions are, his own. You have some other people sort of talking about, okay, here's a disclaimer. These Zen tables are not running at 4K. Now, this is Mark Allen's opinion. Not exactly sure what's going on there, but saying it's not running at 4K, it's running at 2K, which is just HD. So that's kind of crazy. It's just Sean. He's excited to hear about all the complaining today because, yeah, there's definitely going to be some for sure. Not everybody's going to be totally satisfied no matter what they do. Here we go. Here's Mark talking about, I played a quick game of Addams Family after the update. Flipper lag is definitely improved. That was the big thing, right? But those metal ramps look much worse. So it's something that can take you out of the game. It's unfortunate. It seemed like they fixed one thing and then messed up something else. I did watch William's quick little video. He does a little bit of voiceover, but he just shows you how the games are playing. He tells you he's recording this from his cell phone, so the lag may not be able to be perceived, but he tends to think that it's the lag is pretty much done. It's not an issue, at least for him. This is the one I was really excited about. One of the packs that dropped today was Universal Pack with Back to the Future. Really excited about this. Everybody seems to say that this is the best running table so far. Yeah, Paul's happy with his number 6 spot. If I was to play, I'm sure I'd do much worse than you, buddy. So no shame for sure. Okay, Patrick says, I can confirm that the blank screens with the track mode when using the USB loaded files and Zen tables no longer happens. So that's another improvement. It's very good if you're trying to do some OTG. Plugging in a PC to this. So yeah, it's definitely a good thing for sure. Gonna try to move past some of the comments giving each other a hard time. They got some questions. This is another place where you can ask some of these questions and people will give you unbiased answers for sure. Danny says that Adam's Family is at least playable now. It certainly is improved, and the plunger is a lot better too. But, I'm sorry, not fixed. Fixed being the word we're not supposed to use. But better than it was. I actually enjoyed playing a couple games just now, and I haven't played it for months. Okay, so Danny's been disappointed. He seems to be happy now. I don't see where to transfer it to my FX drive, though. Maybe somebody can point me in the direction. Thanks. So yeah, so people helping each other out, but giving their overall thoughts about the lag being the focus of this update, right? Other stuff, you know, is going to creep up. Bill just downloaded the latest update, played Adam's Family with effects on and off. Zen is getting there, but could be a little better for lag. So some lag evidently is still noticeable. Is it going to be comparable to the other ones? Not exactly sure. Yeah, another fan of the Back to the Future. I really hope that they come out with a theme for Back to the Future for sure. That's definitely something I want to get into. I really would love if they came out with a Back to the Future table. I'd buy it day one. Okay, this is one of the ones the comments I read when I was at work. I'm sorry, I was on break. I promise, I was on break. Talking about somebody over in that other group where Michael brought this to their attention, and then that comment was removed because you're not allowed to have any misleading information. Here we go again, like our political climate. If you say something people don't like, it's labeled misinformation or misleading information. So it's one thing to say something. It's another thing. Michael actually has pictures side by side, so it's not like it's totally unfounded what he's saying. Some people did say that you can see that these two pictures are kind of at different angles. So the glimmer effect, the chrome effect could be off because of the angle itself, but some other people are saying no, it is noticeable, it is different. It may be just something that we have to get used to. Does that mean the entire table is now running at HD and not 4K? No idea. I can't answer that question for you. Once again, a lot of people digging the Back to the Future. Okay, is it just me, or does anyone else think that it's odd that AtGames is spamming the 4K firmware update notifications on their ALP HD specific pages? I like anyone interested in that would already be members of the 4K. Exactly, it's kind of weird that they're going to do that. I think they're really trying to sell some of those 4K machines. Questions out there. So how's the AtGames family play now, guys? Come on, Adam's Family play now. Somebody tell me. Somebody let me know. Brian, check it out, buddy. That was 5 hours ago, so this is when it all just started. And some of the feedback was played a couple games. This is from Adriano. Played a couple games. Night and day. All effects were on. Was nailing shots left and right. It is now pretty awesome. So there you go. That's definitely some positive feedback for sure. So does this put my mind at ease that everything is fixed? Well, obviously no. But like I've said with RK1-Up machines, these are little compromised machines. These aren't going to be perfect, flawless pieces of equipment. They're just not. For the price you're paying, even though it is high at, $1,300, $1,400, $1,500, depending on when you get this machine, it's it's not going to be professional grade. It's not going to be commercial grade. It's not going to be, a $4,000 or $5,000 piece of equipment, and that's what it's kind of competing against. I'm not trying to make excuses for them, but that's just the reality of the situation. RK1-Up was never going to be as good as a real machine. It's just not. It can't be for $500. This is sort of the same scenario, but it's obviously better than anything we saw from RK1-Up, and I think for the most part, the hardware design and the ability of to run these games at 4K is a step up above the HD. The HD was something I really got into. I didn't buy one. The 4K has really piqued my interest because a lot of the stuff that people had to do is on the modding side to the HD was done with the 4K. So my mind is not totally at ease, but once again, these are things that you can kind of just, at least for me, look at it realistically and say, okay, these are some compromises I'm willing to make. These are some things I'm willing to live with as long as the play doesn't suffer greatly. And from what I'm seeing, it doesn't. So now I think the only thing left for me is, Maybe get that theme. Maybe if that perfect theme, happens to pop up, I don't know. We got to the Back to the Future game is here, so is it possible that we get the Back to the Future theme? If that's the case, if that does happen, I'm probably going to go ahead and get that, and I'm not even going to bother waiting for a sale because that would be probably too tempting to pass up. But anyway, these are just my thoughts. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments section below. Y'all have a blessed day, and I will see all of you next time.